in the WWE, there is a lot that can go wrong. You can get injured, you can get hurt, or your clothes can fall off. That's right. In the WWE, there are many different wardrobe malfunctions. Some of them may be scripted, some of them may be unplanned, but today we're going to be looking at 5 wardrobe malfunctions in the WWE. Now, the reason I even wanted to make this video was at what happened at Sunday at TLC. Now, TLC, you saw the main event of Dean Ambrose going for the WWE Championship against AJ Styles. AJ Styles was wrestling, and at some point during this match, his pants split near his ass. Now, it's funny to think of this, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, is it going to show his butthole? No, that didn't actually happen. Even AJ Styles confirmed on Instagram, hey, look at where these pants split. There was no way that my hole was going to show because the seam was still there in the middle. Now, this is just a funny thing that happened, but it could get more serious. As we noticed, the match went on, AJ Styles actually got a cut in that area where his pants were ripped. So we were looking at maybe something crazy happening as like an injury or something, but nothing too severe did come of this. Going through tables, going through chairs, going through ladders can cause damage if your skin is exposed like that. Luckily, AJ Styles got away with it, and he only got a laugh out of it. Now, a while back, Eva Marie was supposed to debut on SmackDown and wrestle. Now, this was awesome because she kept avoiding it and avoiding it and avoiding it, where we hated that happening. It was supposed to be the in-ring debut of Eva Marie, but she got an injury. She came back and she was fine. But what happened? Wardrobe malfunction. That's right. Her top actually popped off and she caught it. What a wardrobe malfunction, and what a way to swerve everybody out of a debut of Eva Marie. When it actually came off, Rudy Charles went over, grabbed a towel, and put it on top of her, and then she went to the back. The match was actually called off because of a wardrobe malfunction. I think this is the first time in WWE history that has ever happened, where a wardrobe malfunction has said a match is not going to happen. The crowd hated it. Number one, they didn't get to see anything because she covered it up before anything happened, and then the match never happened. I think it was awesome, though, because it gave her such a boost in the eyes of the fans, as far as like, boo, we hate her, she's going to the back, boo, we wanted to see a match, and we wanted to see some boobies, but we never got to see either, so it was kind of a tease, and everybody hated it. But I think it was good because WWE got a lot of hits on the YouTube channel, and they could put wardrobe malfunction in the title, talk about it on Total Divas, talk about it on all this other stuff, whatever they wanted to talk about it on, they could definitely do it. And that could lead to something bigger for WWE. So I think it was fun, I think it was cool, and I think it got the heat in the absolute perfect way. Now we're going to talk about Total Divas. Total Divas is a show where they try to script sometimes and then connect it back to the WWE in-ring action. It's kind of a weird way that they do it because they tape Total Divas such a far time in advance, and then they try to intermingle the stories on television. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But Rosa Mendes was trying to get exposure and trying to get some sort of recognition, and her and Alicia Fox were going to have a match. Now, they said that they were going to have a big incident on this episode of Total Divas. Now, when it actually went down to the in-ring action, Rosa Mendes got her butt exposed to the entire world by Alicia Fox. Now, whether this was truly scripted or wasn't scripted, they want to make you wonder, I don't know. All I know is that Rosa Mendes showed her butt for the entire world, and it created some buzz for her. Let's go back to the Attitude Era. This was a different time for everybody in the world. It wasn't PG, it wasn't family friendly. There was hardcore wrestling, there was in-your-face action, and yes, even sometimes nudity. You think of that today, that would never happen on WWE today. But back in the Attitude Era, nudity was a common publicity stunt for the WWE to get some more ratings. Now, everybody remembers Sable, but some people forget about Jacqueline. Jacqueline was in a feud with Sable at the time, and you might remember that feud as the most nudity-filled feud of all time. It was a different time for women's wrestling. If you think that women felt degraded now, think about back then with all this stuff going on. So there was a UK pay-per-view called Capital Carnage in 1998. It was a mixed tag match, and Jacqueline was wearing a loose tank top the entire match, and you could tell that she wasn't wearing a bra. Now, after the match, she got on referee Tim White's shoulders, and Sable ran up and ripped Jacqueline's tank top off, leaving Tim White running around with a half-naked lady on his shoulders. This was such a huge publicity stunt, and it was all over the internet after this happened. Everybody saw it. Everybody looked it up, Googled it, looked it up. I mean, was Google around then? I don't remember. The internet was just blooming, but that was one of those clips that went around forever and ever and ever. Now, this was clearly just a WWE publicity stunt to get some ratings and to get people talking. And I wonder, what does Jacqueline think of this nowadays? Now, the final one is a favorite of mine on the list because of the people involved. Let's talk about the Ruthless Aggression era. The Ruthless Aggression era was some sort of a Attitude Era 2.0, if you want to say. They did push the envelope here and there, but one guy who specifically pushed the envelope was Edge. Edge had actually teamed up with Lita after Lita cheated on Matt Hardy. Now, this was an ongoing relationship behind the scenes that broke on the internet, and everybody knew about it. It was one of those things where everybody was talking, the dirt sheets were reporting on it, and Edge and Lita looked like they were in a bad light. Now, what did they do? Did they hide? Did they cower back? No. They went front and center on the WWE and flaunted their relationship. Everybody knew what was going on behind the scenes, so why not make a few dollars off of it and put it right there in front of everybody to see? Edge and Lita were the most rated R couple, pun intended. Edge had won the rated R WWE Championship. He claimed it the rated R Championship. And they were going to do a live sex celebration on WWE television. So I am not making this up. They were literally, the concept of this literally was to have sex on WWE in front of the crowd, in front of everybody. This is one of the highest rated segments in the WWE because it was literally sex on WWE. Now, Lita and Edge had a bed in the ring, and there was all this crazy stuff happening, going on, like making out and going under the covers, and Jerry Lawler is being a pervert. But one incident that got caught on television was Edge and Lita trying to switch shirts. So the idea, Lita talks about it, is that she was going to take her shirt off and then put Edge's shirt on so that something could happen later on. What actually happened was, in the switch, the cameraman stayed on it and the blanket came up and you could see part of Lita's nipple. That was right. It actually happened live on television. And if you look, the cameraman clearly moves the camera really fast, and then it goes back and he's like, oh, and then you hear King go, woo, woo. You know, King and his great puppy laugh. I wish I could do it half as good as him, but it was like, woo, woo. But it was great. And then out came John Cena, ruined the whole thing, AA and blah, 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 blah. But that probably goes down as the biggest wardrobe malfunction of all time. And I don't think WWE's ever going to do anything as risky as that anymore, because if you think about it, like, why would WWE ever do a sex celebration in the middle of the ring? I mean, it's such a huge thing. Like, I think that deep down they enjoy doing that kind of pushing the envelope stuff, but they have a lot of people now watching. It's got to be more family friendly. And but honestly, I do say that that's got to be tops on my list for wardrobe malfunction. Now, guys, I had some funny ones, I had some fake ones, but I had to put the Lita and Edge one on there. Let me know what you guys think of all of these wardrobe malfunction. Let me know some of them that I missed. I know that there's some that were girls taking their tops off and showing, like the cat, and there was ones where there were slips happening during moves, but I really wanted to focus on ones that were more known and more obvious, and ones that were big deals at the time. AJ Styles butt ripping was one of my favorite, funniest ones, just because stuff like that doesn't always happen to men in the WWE, so I thought I'd include that in here. And then, of course, you have Edge and Lita, who I think are probably some of the best times in WWE storyline-wise with Edge. I just think the rated R superstar made him a Hall of Fame superstar. Anyway, guys, again, let me know what you think in the comment section below about these wardrobe malfunctions. Let me know what I missed. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back with another one. As always, TonyPizzaGuy 2.